Hello everyone. So in previous lecture we have seen ascent curve. We were seeing ascent curve. See here, a specimen is fixed to in this arrangement. This arrangement figure is rotating the fatigue testing machine. Okay. This is a specimen. The load is acting vertical downward. Okay. An electric motor is applied, and here is a revolution counter is applied. So the specimen is rotating, and at which the load is acting. So due to this rotation and load, the fluctuating stress is acting on this specimen. The electric motor is a variable speed motor. The speed can be changed from low to higher RPM value. Okay. So let's see when and at which value of rotation the material will fail. So the graph of strength, that is strength means the load which can be sustained by a specimen, and versus the RPM, that is strength versus number of revolution, that is strength versus number of revolution means strength versus n, that is ascent diagram. Okay, let's see the ascent diagram. Here this diagram is represented in logarithmic scale. Okay. In x-axis 1, this 10 raised to 0 means 1, 10 raised to 1 means 10, 10 raised to 2 means 100. So this is the logarithmic scale, and at y-axis this is also a logarithmic scale. Up to 10 raised to 3 cycle, number of cycles, 10 raised to 3, this is called as low cycles. Up to 10 raised to 6 or 10 raised to 7, this from 10 raised to 3 to 10 raised to 7, this cycle is called as higher cycles. Okay. And 10 raised to 6 or 10 raised to 7, sometimes 10 raised to 6 or in some cases 10 raised to 7 is considered as infinite number of cycles. Okay. So let's see how this experiment is performed. A specimen is rotating and specimen is acted by a vertical downward force. So the fluctuating stresses develop in the specimen, and we are examining that at what force value the specimen will fail for a given number of cycles, and the various values are drawn on a graph, on ascent graph, and the graph will obtain like this. Okay, the graph will obtain like this. See here, a record is kept of the number of cycles required to produce a fluid at given stress, and the results are plotted in stress cycle curve as shown in figure. A little consideration will show that if stress is kept below certain value, the material will not fail whatever may be the number of cycles. So taking if the stress value is lower than this line, lower than 50, if stress value is lower than 50 unit, okay, here unit is another unit, that is kpsi. If we consider the unit is Newton per mm square, if the stress value is lower than 50 Newton per mm square, then it can be assumed that the material will not fail under infinite number of stress cycles, because the curve is like this. The curve will be here. After 10 raised to 6 cycle, the curve will be almost a straight line. Means even with some load, the material will not fail. That due to fluctuating stress, the material will not fail. But in practical condition, it will not happen. But in theoretical, mathematical drawing of graph, this is considered. Okay? And in some cases of material, this can happen. So, as the load increases, the number of cycles before failure is decreases. Then this value shows that at very high value of load, number of cycles are very low, and as the stress value is decreases, number of cycles can sustain the specimen are increased rapidly. Okay, so on logarithmic scale, this is a straight line. Okay, and on actual scale, this will be exponential curve. So exponential curve cannot be well drawn on paper, so we have used logarithmic scale. Okay. A little consideration will show that if stress is kept below certain value, the material will not fail, whatever may be the number of cycles. This stress is, as represented by dotted line, is known as endurance or fatigue limit, that is sigma E. So this is the value of sigma E here. For this specific material having specific diameter, okay, this will be the sigma E value. That is here, even after increasing the number of cycles, the material will not fail, and this is the maximum value at which the material can sustain. Material will not fail under infinite number of cycles. So this is the endurance limit or fatigue limit. Okay, as per the definition, this is the endurance limit. So it is defined as the maximum value of the completely reversible bending stress which a polyester standard specimen can withstand without failure for an infinite number of cycles. So this is the definition of endurance limit or fatigue limit. Okay, remember that. For here, infinite number of cycles are taken as 10 raised to 7 cycles. 10 raised to 7 means 10 on 10 there are 7 zeros. So this will be 10 million cycles. 10 million cycles. The relation between endurance limit and ultimate strength. So here see fatigue strength versus tensile strength. If tensile strength is increasing, the fatigue strength is increasing. Okay. This graph is not in our syllabus, so let's skip this. Okay, we will see now correction factors for specimen's endurance limit. So there are various correction factors. See here, from Ka, Kb, Kc, Kd, Ke, Kf. There are total 6 number of correction factors, where Ac is the endurance limit of a component, S-E is the endurance limit experimental. Okay, and correction factors are: first one, Ka is the surface finish factor. Machined part have different finish, so depending on surface finish factor is depends. Okay, it will be between 0 to 1. Then size factor is Kb. Larger parts, greater probability of finding defect. So for as greater probability of finding defect, so the material will be fail under fatigue if the part is larger. So this is the size factor. Depending upon size, the material will fail easily. So size is also important factor. So Kb is considered here. Then next factor is Kc, reliability or statistical scatter factor, account for random variation. Okay, so this is the reliability factor. Then next, Kd, loading factor. Differences in loading type. Depending upon type of loading, that is, there are many types of loading. Fixed loading. Then depending upon this type of loading, this factor is taken. Okay, these are the empirical values. From Ka to Kf, these are empirical values stated in numerical and given in numerical. Okay. K is the operating T factor, account for different in working T and room T. So T is the shape. Okay. So depending upon this sharp corner, the K is factor is loaded. Then next factor is Kf, that is stress concentration factor. This is again stress concentration, that is related to sharp corner or we have discussed in earlier lecture, previous lecture, stress concentration. So this factor is also given in numerical. So the endurance limit of component is actual endurance limit of component is equal to these all factors are considered into endurance limit which we have calculated experimentally. Correction factors for specimen endurance limit. First one is surface factor. The rotating beam test specimen has polished surface. So most components do not have polished surface. Scratches and imperfections on the surface act like a stress razors and reduce the fatigue life of part. Use either the graph of the equation with the table shown. So depending upon the surface finish, this factor is developed. This factor is equal to A into ultimate tensile strength raised to B. Here capital A and small b are constant term. For ground surface finish, value of A and small b in MPa, that is megapascal. For machined or cold roll, these are the value. Hot roll, this value. As forged, this value. Okay. So these are the value, and depending on this, the K is developed. Okay. So either these values are given or directly Ka value is given in numerical, and from that value you have to solve numerical. Next is size factor. Larger parts fail at lower stresses than smaller parts. This is mainly due to the higher probability of flaws being present in larger components. The diameter of rotating beam specimen is 7.62 mm. If the diameter of size of the component is more, the surface area is more, resulting in greater number of surface defects. So if area is more, the surface defects are more. So probability of finding of defects are more. So depending upon area, Kb factor is determined. Hence the endurance limit of a component reduced with the increase in size of component. See, for solid term cross section, small d is less than 0.3 inch, Kb is 1. For this particular application and at various diameter value, Kb is varying. If the component is larger than 10 inch, use Kb is equal to 0.6. So here Kb is 1. For low value, Kb is higher, and as value is increasing, Kb gets decreasing. Okay. So surface area, the surface area is more, resulting in a greater number of surface defects. Hence the endurance limit of component reduces with the increase in the size of component. So these are the inversely proportional, that as area increasing, Kb value is decreasing. For small area, Kb value is higher, that is 1, and for larger area, Kb value is decreasing. Kb value is decreasing. Next is reliability factor. The reliability factor depends upon the reliability requirement of the mechanical component. The reliability correction factor accounts for the scatter and uncertainty of material properties and resilience. For reliability percentage 50, the factor is 1. For 90% reliability, factor is 0.897. As reliability is increasing, factor gets decreases. Next factor is load factor. This factor, if load is purely axial, then value is 0.7. If load is bending load, value is 1. For combined loading, value is 1. For pure torsion, value is 1. Only for pure axial load, value of Kc is equal to 0.7. Okay.